This video is an introduction to resonation cavities. Now, resonation cavities are basically spaces that we can use within our body to send sound to get different textures as we perform. They're really important to make you a versatile performer. So let's look at what those resonation cavities can do. The three main resonation cavities we're going to look at in this video are the chest, the mouth and nose, and the head. And they're called those specific areas because you can feel vibration happening there when you place your sound there. And the vibration is particularly important to pay attention to. It will be very subtle. It won't be a big kind of wobble. It will be a very, very tiny vibration. But it's a lot easier to remember those kind of vibrations when you want to get to a specific sound. And you can set your body up ready to create a sound. Lots of people will tell you that singing is all about the ears, and my argument to that has always been that if you can hear it, it's probably too late to do anything about it. So if you can set yourself up and know where those vibrations are going to happen before they do, then you can be, really confident in your performance. I think the main difference really between a trained singer and an untrained singer is that a trained singer knows what's going to come out of their mouth before it does. And an untrained singer generally hopes that something good is going to come out. So by using the resonation cavities and really understanding and getting comfortable with where the vibrations occur, you can start to become really confident in your sound. So let's start by the first and probably the easiest one to feel, which is the chest resonation area, the chest space. And if you put your hand just on the top of your chest and do a fairly low R sound like this, R, okay, and then what we're going to do is make the space at the back of the throat bigger by yawning. So as you yawn, you can feel the back of your throat open up. Do the sound again. R, you can feel that it feels thicker and warmer. So that's that in a very basic nutshell, the chest cavity. Now I will show you how these different sounds can be used in a song towards the end of this video, but for now I'm just going to give you a basic example of how to achieve them. So that is the chest voice, which can feel a little bit odd initially, as will most of the techniques, because if you're not used to doing them, they will feel a little bit unnatural. But please stay with them, work with them. They will become an important part of what you do with your voice. The next area I'm going to look at is the head voice. Now, when you're singing a head tone sound, you can usually feel vibration at the back of your head there, or sometimes across the front of your head. And the head voice is typically a very, very pure, annoying sound, the kind of sound that you might imagine that an opera singer would break glass with. So if I give you an example of what that sounds like. It's just like a test tone, really. It's just a very, very pure sound, and I can feel vibration at the back of my head as I do that, just a very, very subtle bit of vibration. Now, head tone is very good for power notes and getting a real kind of impact to sort of top end sounds. Now, some singing teachers describe the head voice as the false bit of the voice. In other words, that squeaky high Bee Gees mode kind of area which comes away from how you sound when you speak normally. I tend to describe it in a different way, and we deal with the false voice in a different way, which I'll go into in another video. So the head voice then is an annoyingly pure sound where you can feel vibration at the back of your head or at the front of your head. It's usually easier to practice a head tone sound with a round shape, like a door or an or kind of sound, to give you a lot of space at the front. Okay, and the third area that we're going to deal with in this video is the mouth and nose area. Now, you can get two quite different sounds with those, but I'll describe them in one block, because that's just one space in the voice, really. It's just that space in your mouth area. So if you want to get a nice light clean sound which has got lots of clarity to it, then the thing to do is to over exaggerate your mouth shapes. So really go over the top with your shaping. You've got two options when you shape your mouth. You can either go kind of cheesy grin, horizontal, or open operatic. So whatever you decide to do, really go over the top to make it nice and clear. And then if you want to take it into the nose a little bit more, get a bit of a twangier sound there, which is useful for getting a rock sound without pushing the throat. That's quite an easy one to do as well, to get a bit of twang there as you do that. Now, as you're practicing these areas, you shouldn't really be putting in any more effort than you would if you're just having a reasonably loud conversation. You shouldn't be pushing the throat at all, especially with the head tone. There's a tendency to really push the vocal cords, and to get volume and to get power with what you're doing, and extend your range even, you should be creating a nice, comfortable vibration with your vocal cords, and then using the space to get that power and that texture. If you think about how an acoustic guitar works, you have the string of the acoustic guitar, which really doesn't make very much sound at all. If you were to take that string off the guitar and just kind of keep it at that tension in the air and pluck it, you wouldn't hear very much at all. The volume and the quality of the tone really comes from that hole at the back of the guitar. And we're doing a similar thing here with our voice. We're creating a sound with our vocal cords, and then we're letting that sound vibrate and resonate in a space in our body. So we've looked at the chest voice, the mouth and nose area, and the head voice. So I'll now show you a quick snippet in a song of how you can use that. Now, this isn't how I would usually perform this song, but I want to give you an idea of the variation you can get with your voice when you use the resonation cavities. So as I go through this, I'll chat to let you know exactly where I am, so you can hear which one of those areas I'm using. So I'm going to start off quite lightly in the mouth area. Move my mouth lots. I know it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Then we're going to a yawny chest area now. Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. More nasally. It seems to me, girl, you know I've done all I can. Okay, and the word stole in the next line is going to be one of those annoying head tone sounds to get a really kind of pure sound. You see a big stole and I borrow. Hopefully there you can hear the variation of my tone as I place my voice in each one of these different sort of resonation spaces. So I hope that's given you a little bit of an introduction to resonation areas and given you some ideas of how you can start to develop your voice. Don't forget to click subscribe to keep up to date with the videos on YouTube, because I'll be adding more and more. And if you have any suggestions for videos that you'd like to see, please get in touch.